Welcome everyone to the Everything Show, episode 558. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Okay, so there was the last Batman vs. Superman trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Very different from what the other ones are.
Very.
Very different. It was actually really enjoyable.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. Almost like it was a totally different movie.
Yes.
And I had myself scratching my head because I'm like, all right, this is freaking amazing how Alfred's in this oversized bat wing, whatever, piloting it so Batman could jump off.
He's not even in it.
He wasn't in it?
No, I think he was piloting that from the Batcave. I think it was like a drone kind of thing.
Oh, okay. But he
Sort of.
basically, they show that he's getting slower as Batman fighting people. Like, I guess this was a flashback or something that you got to hang it up, or is it current?
I think this is when he gets back into it because this is very Dark Knight Returns-esque. When he first gets back into it, he does. There's a scene in the movie where he first gets back into it and he's critiquing himself as he goes, and he's like, "I'm sloppy, I'm slow, I got to get back into it." And progressively throughout the movie, he gets back into it, and he becomes even better than he was, I think, when he stopped.
Wow.
But then in part two, it shows he's kind of losing it again because his age is getting to him.
Okay. And that was the comic?
That was the comic and the movie that they made.
Okay. Okay. So in this instance, how long has he not been Batman?
I think he's been retired for 5 to 10 years, I think.
10 years?
5 to 10 years, I think, is what they're going for.
Oh, my God.
Because he says he's been Batman for 20 years in the other trailer, so I'm thinking maybe 5 to 10 years, because I think he's going to be in his 40s, 50s in this movie.
Okay. So, again, Superman, whatever suit he had, stopped him from punching. Like, stopped him from... Like, it was like, was it a Kryptonian suit or something? Or
This is
like...
what I think happened. If you slow down the trailer, you can see it with it going normal speed. But if you actually slow it down, I didn't do this, but someone else did. There's a scene there where Superman and Batman's wearing his armored suit. Again, that's something from The Dark Knight Returns. And he shoots something at Superman. And it's the same scene because it's raining and they're on that rooftop.
Right.
And Superman catches it and like he's just like, yeah, whatever, right? Someone said, how much do you want to bet Batman loaded that bullet/capsule with kryptonite? Superman catches it, it blows up in his face, and he's just like, oh, it didn't do anything to me. Because he's never encountered kryptonite before. And
Right.
the first effects of the kryptonite are he's starting to weaken. And that's why Batman was able to stop the punch.
And he looks like he's scared that he stopped the punch.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's probably the first time anything like that has ever happened to him, not fighting a non-Kryptonian, you know?
Right. So he's like... But this Superman's fairly new, though.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like right off the bat, boom. You know?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, like, I don't know what to think.
This, honestly, and other people have been saying this too, but I thought of this, like, I watched it a couple of times, and after I watched it a couple of times, it wasn't the last time I watched it, but after I watched it a couple of times, I said, this should have been the trailer we got last time.
Absolutely. This should have been the
And
first
they should
trailer.
have never showed that other trailer. The
Yeah,
last
they
one
made
should
it
have been
like
the
a
last one.
comedy.
This one was it. Yeah.
So, would you go see it now?
No.
Still no.
No.
Okay.
Solely because of the trailer we got before this,
Right.
and the other clips that I've seen. Just because this trailer was good, it's still the same movie, and
Right.
it's like I'm not gonna go and be like, oh yeah, that last trailer was great, and then be like, no, I never should have come here. Like,
Right.
I'll tell you what though, that first scene with Batman fighting, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
There's only one problem that I'm seeing, and it's not with the movie, so I'm not going to take anything away.
What is it?
People are now bashing the Dark Knight trilogy. because of that scene.
Right.
They're saying that this is what it should have been. The Dark Knight trilogy sucks now because his fight scenes were horrible, and this is what it should have been. And I'm just like, why?
Come on.
I saw this on a group that I'm a part of. The leader of the group put on that. He was like, do you believe this, that they're bashing the Dark Knight trilogy because of that one scene?
That's ridiculous.
So
you can't do that.
I think it's pretty dumb that people are going out of their way to be like, oh, Batman sucked in the Dark Knight trilogy. This is how he should have been. It's like, come on.
But see, DC don't want that either, though. They don't want
No,
like,
they
all
don't.
of a sudden. No, that's just baloney. I still don't think it's going to do friggin' like $1 billion. I don't think it's going to be like that huge.
I think it's going to do well.
Yeah.
But again, though, I watched this trailer and I'm like, if this was the trailer we got last time, I would have still gone to see this movie. I would have been hyped for it, right? But like every time I watch this trailer, I'm like, Doomsday's in this movie. So-and-so's in this movie. So it's going to be a mess. And I'm like,
I say a good solid week and a half, 2 weeks, but I think word of mouth is going to kill it. I think it's going to drop. But I'm honestly, I think the movie's going to drop. I think there's going to be stuff in there that's going to piss everybody off. And then they're going to have a problem, DC. I'm telling you. Something's wrong with this movie.
Yeah, could be.
I
don't know. There was a lot of stuff in this trailer that I really liked. Like, I'm glad that they finally came up with a reason for why Batman's going after Superman. Even though I still think it's weak, I'm glad that they finally kind of gave us like a reason why he's like, oh, we got to stop him.
Right.
I still think he's jumping the gun a little.
Yeah, it's like even 1%. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You don't just go after somebody like never. He's telling Alfred that.
But now I really do think that stuff that David and I read, I really think that stuff might be true. At least some of it. The leak of the plot for the movie. I really do, because there were some scenes in this that I was like, that matches up with what they said. Like a pretty good deal of what they said.
And that's a bad thing, right?
It was good and bad, but it was, to me, more bad than good. So not necessarily bad. It was more like whatever than good. Like,
right. Okay. Now, you want to talk about? I got this thing from Daniel that was, I mean, it was cool, like thorough, but it wasn't. I don't know. Like, I had said something was wrong with the Star Wars Episode 8 leaked nonsense.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I can't really put my finger on is how Snoke could be Palpatine.
Let me just say this, and this is just my opinion. Let's go on the off chance that that's real, which I don't think it's real at all.
Way.
I think that's man-made. I think it's fan fiction, and I think that they're trying to pass it off as real. But let's say that even half of it was true, and that part with Snoke was true. Episode 8 fails.
Right.
Fails. Across the board. The movie just, as soon as that to me,
tanks.
It's a Mandarin moment.
Right.
That's exactly what it is to me. It's a moment where he reveals he's Palpatine, and then he reveals how he survived, and it's like, fail. Just
and
the movie fails.
It basically shits on Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Like a big dump.
Not only that, but and I think this is probably what you mean. Everything that Vader did in that movie is now gone.
Right.
Gone.
I know this prophecy about he's supposed to bring power to the Force, meaning that he actually, what he does to the Emperor kills him. That's bullshit
and himself,
too.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit too. Man, I can't.
And let me just say this too. It's not even just like, oh, he was Palpatine in this script, which it wasn't really a script. It was more like an overview of the movie that like they turn this in before there's a script. But,
see, I had a I'm right. Can I jump into something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have this huge problem, like putting stuff in it that's like Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, the Wampa.
Like, Lando first appears in Empire Strikes Back. So now he appears in the second
Well, I think he actually is going to appear, like legitimately.
All right,
I really do.
but and then now she's in the ice thing with the what is that crap? That's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Why is she in Dagobah? This is like ridiculous. This is someone twisting with Empire Strikes Back, but with the new characters. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, like there would be legitimately no reason for her to go to Dagobah.
This is technically Empire Strikes Back because Vader already captured Leia and Han and Chewie, but they just switched the characters, and they're like, Snow or whatever. Rey captures Leia, and that's bullshit. This is you just people can't be this stupid that they just switch the names around and they make it like it's a new script. It's not. You're doing everything from Empire and you're taking characters' names and switching them around to update it. I mean, it's not different. You're using the Dagobah cave when Luke was fighting Vader and the visions and hallucinations. Now you're trying to make it like Rey has stuff like that. Like that's nonsense.
Well, I was saying that too. Like there would be absolutely no reason for her to go to Dagobah because the only reason Yoda went to Dagobah was to hide from the Empire.
There's no reason. Reason.
Yeah, there's no reason why. And another thing too. This was the bigger the biggest problem I had. Snoke Palpatine. I was like, fail. The movie fails if that's true, right?
And then Luke fighting with Rey.
That's
Kylo Ren and Snoke at the same time.
That's what I was about to say. When I was confused when it said Snoke, like he meets with Snoke, I'm like, oh, he's there. And then they're fighting, and it's like Snoke runs away. I'm like,
well, wasn't there a thing about Rey fighting Snoke, and then he's like, I can't train you. You got to be trained by this guy. That's fake.
No, it was after that. They said that Ren gets hurt by Luke. He gets they said damaged by Luke. He runs away, and then the Knights of Ren come to help Ren fight Luke and Rey. And they said that Rey hurts Ren again. He reveals that they're cousins, and then Luke and Rey kill the most of the Knights of Ren. And I'm sitting there like, if that happened in the movie, the villains fail. Like it just this whole thing was like fail, 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 fail. It was just like this can't be.
I thought the villains are supposed to win in this movie.
Well, I mean, even if they don't, if they went this type of route in the movie, to me, Ren fails, the Knights of Ren fail, Snoke fails, and now we have Benicio del Toro as a Sith Lord. Who the hell is he? Like what?
But you know another thing too, the tracking device, they did that in Empire too, didn't they?
They did it in episode 2. I don't think they did. No, because the tracking device. Boba Fett.
No, they did something with Vader. Knew that they were there or something.
No, remember Boba Fett followed them.
Okay.
Remember the Millennium Falcon was sitting on the back of that Star Destroyer.
I'm trying to think.
And then they left, and then you see the Slave One follow them.
All right. But honestly, it's too. Somebody just took Empire and threw it in a.
That's what they did. Yeah.
That's fake, all of it.
Completely. I think
because if that was real, that was released in January 26th.
Yeah.
It's February 11th now. People have been all over that. But it's not. It's blowy.
It's garbage. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was like the way it was written was okay. But
I appreciate Daniel to send it to me, but then I'm thinking about like, nah, this is totally just switching the names around, and it's the same thing like Empire now.
Yeah, I mean, like and again, I think that it was a treatment. That's the word I was looking for. This felt like a screen treatment rather than like a leaked script.
Right.
Again though, I was kind of like, they didn't describe much. I mean, again, a treatment wouldn't do that, but just the way things.
Why they're here? Why they're
yeah, exactly.
There, why they're looking for Lando? There's a million people that could be a general.
Right. And really, what was the plot of the movie? Like the movie had it didn't center around anything. It was just kind of a bunch of things happening, and it was like, yeah.
Right. And she goes and gets a cube. I mean, that's like whatever. It's like whatever.
Yeah, that Kyber crystal. Yeah.
And what's the Kyber crystal do?
Well, in the expanded universe before it was uncanon, a Kyber crystal was a thing that it increased Force users' abilities by 10. Basically, it made them super
by
powerful.
Having it.
Yeah. In the new canon now, they're lightsaber crystals.
Oh, what do they do?
They're lightsabers. That's literally what they do. They put them in the lightsaber hilt and they become a lightsaber.
Oh, so you got it to make a lightsaber.
They can be used to power other things, but the main point is they're lightsaber crystals.
I see. Okay. We're way off with this episode 8, and I know they're filming, but
we're not going to hear anything about it till the end of the year.
Why can't Snoke be like a Yoda type character, but for the Sith?
I think that would be a great idea.
Like where he's all wise, he was around with the Emperor, like before, like Darth Sidious and all these people, but he just doesn't. Like he just teaches, but he just doesn't get involved in the. Like he's always there because somebody has to be there in case the Sith die.
Yeah.
Like as a grandmaster or something or whatever, but he just doesn't. He's not a Sith.
Yeah.
You know, like just someone that teaches the Sith, I guess. Like
or somebody. Maybe he's somebody who. This could be if he's a new character. Maybe he's somebody who took it upon himself. He realized he was force sensitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just purposely stood off the radar of everybody. And he took it upon himself to train himself in the dark side and become so strong just in case the dark side fell or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that happened, he'd come out and be like, okay, now I'll take up the mantle as the dark side or something like that.
Right.
That could be something interesting, you know, where he's a fanatic because he learned he was force sensitive when he was younger and he saw the rise and fall of the Empire. And
he knows too much, though.
He does. The one thing that makes me wonder is, like, how does he know Vader turned? Like, was he there? Was he watching this from afar? Like, what was he doing?
See, I don't know, man. I'm feeling uneasy about that whole situation. I mean, what if they do, like, a real crazy thing?
I think they could. I think that they could do it. Personally, I think they know who he is already. I think they've already planned out who he is.
Right.
What would really scare me is if a story came out that was confirmed that was like they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, uh-oh.
They got to know what's happening. You can't just do it later on.
I just hope that they don't like come out and like, oh yeah, he's like Palpatine. He sent his soul to another body. I mean, that would be all right, but it would be like, really?
Well, they did that in the Dark Horse comics.
Yeah.
You know, and he was hopping in bodies and.
I either want him to be a new character or a really old character that is being reintroduced in the canon or something.
Yeah, I want him to be an old character that's like really old that they just, you know. That's what I think.
I'm kind of hoping that he's like Darth Revan or something, but I wouldn't be.
You know, on one hand, I want to see old characters, but on the other hand, I feel if they put the old characters in there, they're gonna ruin it.
They could.
You know, like I mean, as much as I want to see Yoda, or like Ben Kenobi, or you know, they could screw things up. Even both.
Well, I think we're definitely going to see Yoda. I think we're definitely going to see Obi-Wan at some point. I think the big thing that 8 has to do is we've got to get some answers to these big questions, like who's Snoke, who's Rey.
Well, I think the reveal is going to knock us on our you know what.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we're going to be like, oh my god. Like, what if it's a thing where like the Sith never went away? Like, even though there's only 2. Master and Apprentice, there was a whole other, faction that didn't agree with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, up until I mean, it is canon that Darth Bane created the rule of 2.
Yeah, but what if they didn't agree with it, and then rather than all kill each other,
right?
They vanished.
Where I was going with that was he may not have killed all the Sith that he thought he did, and one of them survived, and it was Snoke.
See, my thing is when I first saw Phantom Menace. Yeah. And you see Darth Sidious talking to Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Right there, I envisioned that whole freaking place was like a whole planet like Sith.
Well, they were on Coruscant.
I know, but I just, for a second, I thought, well, what if this like this whole area?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where there
was a planet of the Sith that's canon.
Right. But what if there's a whole area where they're just all of them chilling and it's like things going on, you know?
Well, I think Rebels might be going there. And there's a theory that Snoke is actually on Moraband, which is the homeworld of the Sith.
Isn't it possible that there's factions of the Empire that are so far away that they don't know what's happening now, and they think that everything is still the same? Or is that just...
They kind of explored that idea in Aftermath, where they said that, like, most of the Empire knows what happened, right?
But everybody's First Order now? Or is it just...
Well, we don't know. See, that's the thing. In Aftermath.
What?
Happy birthday.
Oh, it's not my birthday. It's 11:56. Is it my birthday?
It's your birthday now.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Everyone's
thank you. It's my birthday. Oh,
happy birthday.
Thank you. Woo! 212.
212.
Oh, I got birthday
I've been
cards.
staring at the clock. You don't open them now.
That's what you did?
That's why I went in there to go get
Can I open it here?
just cards.
I can open it. All right. I can open my birthday card.
Go for it.
So, all right. That's the love of my life over there, Sharon Goldstein. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, I got scratch offs. Oh, okay. I love you too. All right, and I got another one too. This was just okay. Wow, I got 2 cards. Oh, you don't fool around. Oh my God. More scratch offs. Oh my God.
Facebook's not letting me tag you. It's giving me a
Why?
because you know this Facebook's annoying.
Be careful. Don't do a reaction or else this channel will be in trouble.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you. You know what? I've been watching them. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should even mention them. No, probably not. But
Probably not.
yeah, probably not. Big YouTubers.
Yeah.
I've been watching them, and I'm subscribed to both of them. But I saw the guy's reaction, which he just sat there and didn't even show his video. Like usually he puts the video on.
Yeah.
And you got to hear, he's got the earphones on. He's just like who wants to watch that for like 10 minutes? Where you don't say a word. But see, here's the thing. Here's my flaw. I have to give my opinion about reaction videos.
Go for it.
Should I?
Go for it. Why not? Everybody else is doing it.
Originally, you used to be able to do a reaction to someone's video because YouTube allowed like a thing.
Yep.
Where it was their own video. Not that you showed the person's copyrighted footage in the corner. And the person's watching that video while the other guy's like this. Like they're not saying anything. That's not a reaction video when you don't say anything. When you don't. The whole purpose of a reaction video is to not show the video you're reacting to. It's supposed to be new material. It's supposed to be you doing it about that. Now, when it came to Doctor Who stuff allowed you to watch an episode and react, right? Me, I personally didn't monetize it because I felt that's not right for me to make money off of a reaction while it's playing in the background. So I totally didn't monetize the, which is familiar, Magician's Apprentice. I didn't monetize it, even though it got high things, because I felt that's not right. I have no right to make money off of hearing the episode in the background, but if you want to see my reaction, I'm doing it for free. And that's the way it should be. If I'm doing a reaction to somebody, I should be able to talk like you and I are talking now about this without showing the person's video. That's my philosophy, because technically, the guy with the animation things could flag down the other guy if he knew how to do it, because that is a main thing. You can't do that in YouTube. You can't steal someone's video, and things happen in the past. You could flag the channel down or the thing. What do you think about that?
I agree with what you're saying for the most part. this is my thing with reaction videos. There are some channels that will put the whole video on there.
I'm against that.
And they won't really say much during the video. But there's a big thing that one of these channels who had an issue, one of these two, with the animations.
Wait, let me ask you a question first of all, before we go further.
Yeah.
Would it be a problem to mention them, you think?
No, I don't think it would.
So why don't we just mention them?
Okay. I agreed with grade A under A for the most part, but here's my thing.
Okay.
It sounded like he had a problem with the way YouTube does things. And he was using this as an example. It was a good example, don't get me wrong. However, I don't think this is something to get as worked up about as a lot of people are, because people are they're losing their minds for this, right? And I think that if there's a really simple solution to anybody who doesn't like reaction videos, don't watch reaction videos. Like there's so much content on YouTube that you can watch that you don't have to, like, you're not compelled to watch these things, right? But as for what Grade A Under was saying, I agree. I think that what Magnus should do is show the highlights of his reactions. That way he's not using the whole video. Here's my thing though. If YouTube really had an issue with it, they probably would have stopped all these reaction channels from doing that.
I don't agree. I'll tell you why, because I have a unique perspective on that. There's so many videos going on. There's not enough employees of YouTube that they don't even look at it until you flag it.
Yeah, I understand that, but
my thing is, though. I was subscribed to Tyrone.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that Grade A existed until you told me about the whole situation.
Yeah, I was the same way. Yeah.
And then when you told me about it, I started watching Grade A's videos. I'm like, this guy's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's a great channel. I love his channel.
Hysterical. And Sharon was watching his video the other night. I think he's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I actually like him a million times better because he just very thoughtful videos, very constructive criticism. He plays both sides to show how he comes to this conclusion, you know? And I really enjoy, and then he puts the humor into it. He curses and different things. I really enjoyed it, all right? Now, Tyrone, I liked him before because he's funny with certain things he does, right? But there is that downside that, hey, because let me tell you something. This happened to me before. There was a whole channel that re-uploaded over 500 of my videos, right? Making money off of my stuff that I really didn't know existed until really afterwards. That recently, like as of like a month ago, I took it down. But that whole time, I have no idea how much money that person made off of my stuff. But I don't get that money. That person kept it. Which, again, a video that I would have 30, they would have like 500. And all it is not even a reaction. They actually re-uploaded my video under their name.
Well, that's a different, I mean, that's a totally different
ridiculous.
Monster. That's a totally different monster.
But the whole thing with the reaction thing is, like I saw the thing with we was talking about Grade A, about Suicide Squad trailer on the bottom. People are looking at the Suicide Squad trailer. They're not looking at this guy just like this. Because the guy didn't do anything. I mean, unless they say stuff, like, I would have expected Tyrone to say a whole bunch of stuff or pause it. There was actually a lady that did a reaction off of his reaction. Did you see that?
Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah.
So, I mean, this whole...
Well, here's an issue with that, like, and this was one of the things, and I kind of knew that this was going to be a problem, because he used the Real Rejects, Grade A Under A. He used that Real Rejects video. He totally didn't show what happens after that video. After Ryan Wright watches that, he talks about it. And Ryan Wright made a video today. He said the only reason he uploaded the whole thing was because most of his subscribers said upload the whole thing, and because we want to see a reaction to the whole video. And he said I didn't want to, but I did it anyway because most of my fans said they wanted to see it. And he talks about his videos after that. Another thing too that Grade A didn't mention was with the copyright law. There's I don't know about it. I researched some of it, but there's a clause in it that says that once the copyrighted stuff is taken into another video and that person does something of their own content in the video, it becomes transformative. So it becomes their own content by reacting to something else.
That's not true.
It is true.
That is true?
It's absolutely true. Yes. It is it's called, look it up. It's called the transformative. It's like a transformative clause within the law.
So the person can't flag down the channel, the video?
They can, but it might not work all the time. And this is what I think YouTube has been using, not as their defense, but as their reason, because also in copyright law, you don't need to have their permission.
Really?
It says that it is best to get their permission, but it is not required by law to have their permission to do that. Now, what they did to you is a different story.
Right.
By taking your videos and uploading them and stuff. That's a different story. But most of these things do not need permission.
See, I mean, I don't mind reaction things, but I would like to see the content of the reaction entertaining rather than us watching the video that they're reacting to. I don't really think that they should have the video in there. You know, I don't think they should have the video in there as a. I mean, because again, of all the videos I've seen with Tyrone, right? That's the one I didn't like. When he's just sitting there, and not saying a word to Grade A's.
Well, he did.
After.
As he was watching it, he did say stuff. He paused it and he was saying, "How far did you get into the video?"
I think I watched. So I think I watched most of it. He really does.
The last 20 minutes, he's pausing it like every 5 seconds, and he's saying, and even at the end of the video, he posts the whole DM.
Right, I saw that.
Grade A. Yeah. So personally, I think this is getting blown out of proportion. I think that this was a lot of stuff that kind of seems bad, but it's
so
really
they had their own. They had their own tube war.
Yeah, and personally, my thing was I understand. I think what Grade A should have done was gone to YouTube because they have a 24-hour service. I believe they have a service. I don't know if it's 24/7.
To call somebody?
Yeah, you can call YouTube. There's a video with Akasan that Grade A Under A has where he called YouTube and they were talking to him about another channel. Yes, and I think what he should have done was contacted them somehow. Right, and said, "I have an issue with this. How do I go about it?" Instead of saying, "I have an issue, but I'm going to tell you about it next week."
Right. It's like I'm gonna make money off you now.
Yeah.
So I
think that.
But I think that's what it was. I think he
blew it out of proportion a bit. But
I think he wanted to stick it to him. Like he didn't take his video, but he mentioned him to as like a stir. You know.
Right. Now I do want to say too that I still subscribe to both of them. I still like both of their content.
Me too.
I'm not gonna, I saw Tyrone's subscriber count went down a little bit.
I saw his dislikes. I saw his dislikes.
Yeah.
Up.
But now that's going away. And I'm reading the comments in most of his videos, and people are like, "Yeah, it was kind of dumb. It's kind of out there that everyone reacted this way."
Nobody. Yeah. Look, to find. Those brothers there that had that thing going on. That
was crazy. That was way out of.
Oh, they're still going down, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Especially with the whole video and all it was music and that thing was going down.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
I think that what they had in mind, like they had a good idea, but the way they explained it was kind of shady.
I think it was. I wasn't really for anything of that. Like copy. When they start doing that, then that means they can make money off everybody.
Basically, yeah. That's
I
what
don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
That was crazy. That was way out there.
Yeah. Listen, YouTube's changing. I mean, there may be a possibility that may be no more. like with the YouTube Red they're promoting and everything else. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, we'll have a different format or something, because it's like nothing really lasts for a while. I mean, eventually things come along that's better or something, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. But
I definitely think that in the next few years, YouTube is going to make a move on reaction videos. I don't think they're going to get rid of them completely.
right.
But what I think is going to happen is they're going to say you have to edit the videos or not show the whole thing in the video.
Or give them credit
Your
in the
video.
title, or share, or maybe just split the profit.
Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what they should have had, that with Tyrone, where he split the profit with the grade A with his videos in there.
Yeah.
And for what's the big deal for one video? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, you know?
Yeah.
But
I personally think that there was a lack of communication between the two, and it just kind of got blown out of
as
proportion.
far as I know, they're not going to talk about each other again.
I wouldn't be surprised if
he's
they
not going to
never mention
react
each
to
other.
grade A ever. And I
No.
don't think grade A is going to mention him anymore either. So after like 2 weeks, this is going to phase out totally.
Yeah, it's
they're
already
never gonna
starting.
talk yeah, they're never going to talk about each other. Unless somebody mentions each other, then it's going to be, you know?
Well, unless something crazy happens where, like, something else comes out about the story or something, but, like...
But I tell you, like,
you know.
I don't really usually have time, but when you told me about this whole situation, I started exploring different channels, and it's crazy, but because of the situation, they got new subscribers.
Right, yeah.
And it's not because of the situation, it's because people got to see how awesome they are with their other videos.
Right.
This is kind of like a low-grade thing for them. You know, like everything else they do is fantastic, and then when you get to this nonsense, it's like,
Well, I'm going to use a professional wrestling term here. When I first heard about this, I thought it was a work.
right.
I was like, these two are in on it.
And I said, what if it was all...
Yeah, I was like, these two are in on it, and this is going to be something. But then after a while, I was like, oh, no, that's not what's happening here. Yeah, this is legitimate. Like,
well, it's amazing how all across the board people having their own tube wars here and there.
I think YouTube's in shambles right now, to tell you the truth. I really think that there's a lot of problems right now with things going on.
I think everybody's petrified with the whole React and copyright, and I think everybody's going to start flagging everybody. It's going to be like a damn friggin' legal fest like you wouldn't believe soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big mess. I have a feeling. I mean, it could, if there's enough, it could bring YouTube under eventually. I mean, it's just,
I think it's gonna warrant changes, and like I said, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna say reaction videos are okay, but you have to edit the content that you're. If you don't get permission from them to do the whole video, you have to edit the content somehow.
See, I'm totally against anybody using anybody's video without the person's permission. That's me, because again, I've had stuff similar done to me, and I don't appreciate it. So, I mean, people do work a lot of hours, on this stuff. And then, but again, it is entertaining to see people react to this stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think what got me subscribed to Tyrone was the whole thing with the Avengers thing. I think it was Age of Ultron video they did. Was it Age of Ultron video?
He reacts to everything, yeah.
I think one of his videos that he reacted to, that's where I found. I'm like, oh, this is great.
To tell you the truth, like, there was an argument that he had that he said he does more than reactions, and I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons I subscribed to him was because I was watching one of his videos where he was talking about like a personal story of his.
Right.
And I was like, this was a really good video. I'm going to subscribe to this guy.
Right.
I mean, I mostly go to his channels to see his reactions, and the reason I do that is because either I agree with what he says or I totally disagree with what he says at times, and I just want to see it from the other side.
Right.
Because that's kind of what I look for. But I subscribe like you said, I subscribed to Grade A. I waited to see what his issue was with Tyrone, because if it was something really stupid,
waiting. Once you told me that, I was every day.
Yeah.
I'm like looking for, but I think Grade A he does his stuff on the weekend.
Saturdays,
He does one video.
Yeah. The thing, like, the reason I waited to subscribe to him was because I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say, and if it's something really stupid, I'm gonna feel like an idiot for subscribing to him. But I subscribed to him after the video came out because I was like, okay, so it wasn't like way out there. It was just kind of a personal
I was
thing.
subscribed to him before that, but the thing was
Yeah.
that I only knew of his existence because of you. And then, like I said, I started watching here and there. I'm like, this guy's fantastic.
Yeah, I remember I watched his video about it was awkward situations, right? Because this situation happened to me, like something similar happened to me like just a month before. My cousin came down with her newborn baby, right?
Right.
Or not newborn, she like year 2 years old now. And I'd held her before, you know, but she just handed her to me like I wasn't expecting it. She was like, here, hold oh God, what's Grace, hold her. And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do now, right? And then Grade A was like, what are you supposed to do when somebody hands you a baby? And you're just like, you're right there, mate. And then he said the thing like, and when they throw up, I would have been like, fuck, man. And he throws the baby across the room. I was in class the next day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start laughing. And
I sometimes, I just can't believe it's so funny.
yeah,
It's better than half the stuff on TV. You know?
yeah.
It's amazing. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm subscribed to him because I got to watch more of his stuff.
Did I
Tyrone,
say Grace? I meant Stella.
Oh.
Sorry, Stella.
But no, I like Grade A Hyundai better. But Tyrone, he's cool too. But
I think Grade A, like his videos are. I mean, they're two totally different channels.
Yeah.
And I like Grade A because I think everybody can relate to the things that he says. Like when he was talking about, did you see his men's fashion video?
no, but I saw the thing where he went after Jinx and the other. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, that one was funny too because there's a part in there where he's like, this guy's already got his silver play button. He's about to get his gold play button, and he just stops and he goes, bastards! Like.
But the funny thing was, I saw the reaction to that.
Yeah.
And that was hysterical too. I was like, the guy's like, oh, I was like, oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I watched all his videos, and
Yeah.
the ones that he did about
He was ripping the guy because he's like, in a 3-month span, this like he was like rip that like he reached.
that was the video. That was the
the
video
one.
where he shows Akasan, who's another really good channel. He shows Akasan calling YouTube because Akasan called about Jinx's channel, and he was like, YouTube, how does this guy have so many subscribers? And then the woman on the line was like, yeah, this seems a little shady or something like that. And I was like, then why don't you stop him? Like, what?
I got to get the number to that.
Yeah.
I've been looking all over the freaking place for a YouTube number.
Yeah, I mean, watch the video again, and you'll
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was the Jinx one.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
whole,
yeah.
All right. With Grade A Hyundai.
yeah, yep.
Okay, gotta watch that. Damn, I'm glad we started talking about YouTube stuff. That's cool. I'm glad you got me into that Grade A Hyundai.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
his
the greatest
stuff is friggin' hilarious.
That was the
Like,
greatest thing.
it's well, what was the one video that I was laughing?
The old creepy guy that walks in the bathrooms. Oh, he just showed the baby, like, just like, he's like, that's a reaction. Like, you know.
Yeah. There was which one was it? It was the men's fashion one is the one I keep thinking about because there's a part in there where he's looking at a guy wearing it's like a poncho, like a hooded poncho, and
Yeah.
he's like, you walked outside with a blanket on, and he's like, why do you have a scarf? What the hell?
He's hysterical. I'm probably gonna watch him right after this.
He's funny. He's funny. I mean, like some of his stuff, I'm just like, oh damn.
Do you imagine? Like, I know we all, like, most of the thing I do on my channel now is podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Very rare do I do like regular videos at home. It's either me walking around, which that's what everybody really liked at first, right? But you imagine if they were all on a podcast together with each other. That would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. That'd be great.
I think
They should have. They should get into a podcast together. Grade A on the A and Tyrone Magnus. That'd be fantastic.
Oh my gosh! You have Akasan as the referee or something.
Saturday night, man. It's like Saturday's main event.
It was sad too. I felt bad because Akasan was trying to get them to stop fighting. Like he was like, "Come on, guys," and then like they weren't listening.
Who's this Akasan guy?
He's one of the React. They call themselves the Reactastic Four. And it's
Fantastic Four.
It's Tyrone, Akasan, the Real Rejects, and there's one other channel. I don't know. The other one.
Oh, is that the guy that's in Tyrone's video with him?
He's been in a few Tyrone Magnus videos.
Where they all live together?
No, they don't live together. No, Akasan lives in Japan. He's the African American guy with the red dreadlocks.
All right, so Akasan, who's the other one?
The Real Rejects.
Real Rejects. Oh.
They're real. They're no pun intended. They're really funny.
Okay. So they're all connected, like friends?
They're friends, yeah, but their channels are separate.
Right. Okay.
And Akasan was trying to get them to stop. Like he wanted them to stop fighting, but they weren't listening to him.
Right.
And he's got like 60,000 subscribers. But I personally think he's going to be a pretty big YouTuber one day. I think he's got the charisma to kind of get. Oh, there was another thing too. Another big channel to look out for is JD from NY206. Really, really good content when it comes to WWE stuff, and he does gaming and whatnot. That's another. He just hit 40,000 subs, and I've been subscribed to him since the very beginning. And he's a great channel, man. He's really interactive. I've talked to him on Twitter a few times and stuff. He's a great YouTuber. I hope that him and Akasan become huge one day because they're really entertaining.
Okay. I always watch SourceFed, and I always watch Philip DeFranco for like ever. So.
Oh, by the way, too, since we're on the topic of like the YouTube videos and stuff, they did a how it should have ended for Star Wars Episode 7.
Oh, what happened?
It wasn't as funny as I was hoping.
Really?
But the beginning was hilarious.
Really?
Because it shows it shows Kylo Ren talking to the Vader mask.
Right.
Right? And then it shows Anakin's Force Ghost, like the original Anakin Force Ghost.
Right.
Shows up and he's like, oh, I have a grandson! He's like, guys, I have a grandson! And then you see Yoda and Obi-Wan in the background. They're like, it's never going to end. It's never going to end.
Wow. Send me that link. I got to look at that.
Yeah, I got to find it. It's pretty funny.
So, got to go to work after I go to sleep. And then I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a podcast tomorrow night. Maybe I'll do one. And then we're going to have go see Deadpool on Saturday. The whole family. Nice. So, yes. Another birthday.
Getting huge ratings.
What's that? Deadpool?
Deadpool. Yeah, it's getting really positive stuff.
Already sequel greenlit. I mean, that's got to tell you. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to do great at the box office. But, of course, I think Star Wars is going to drop massive. It's going to be basically over. I said when Deadpool comes out, Star Wars is going to be done. That's what I felt. Yeah. It's already just about done. I mean, 600,000 to 700,000 a day. I mean, the weekends are strong, but Deadpool, that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Deadpool's going to have the number one spot. We'll see,
but I'm pretty sure that Star Wars is done now. We'll see totally when the weekend's over, but all right, go see Deadpool. I'm going to go see Deadpool. All right. Good night, Chris.
Night.
Take care. Bye for now.